Hey, toy collectors, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. I don't know what happened. Hopefully it's working now. I see two people are watching. That's good. Hopefully it's working. Say hi in the comments if it's working. Let me text the people that were telling me it wasn't working. See if they can hop in now. Try it again. New link. I don't know. Not sure what happened. They changed some of the stuff here on YouTube for the live stream, so I guess I screwed it up. Anyway, I talked to my buddy Hooded Cobra Commander 788. He was not going to be live streaming tonight. He does a G.I. Joe live stream every Tuesday, and so I decided I was going to do one tonight and give some people some coronavirus entertainment that are all locked away in quarantine. So here we are live streaming. I tried this once. I hope it's working out. Let me know in the comments if you can see it, or if you know me outside of YouTube, send me a text. Let me know it works. So basically, I shout out Hoodie Cobra Commander. Hopefully he'll get back to doing videos soon. Timmer from Half the Battles posted a video today talking about the art of the G.I. Joe Sky Striker box. That was a pretty good episode. He talked about the difference between the French box and the American box. And just some of the weird anomalies in the artwork on it, like Airborne's kind of like waving, sitting in the ejector seat in the box art. And then the last guy I want to give a shout out to tonight is Craftsman. I don't know if you've ever seen Craftsman. His channel's Craftsman City Crafting. He just got a voice box. It's a tube you sing into, and it changes the sound of an instrument. It's what Peter Frampton, used to make his guitar sing. And Craftsman made a video talking about always wear your dust mask. And it featured, where is he over here? Did I misplace him? I had him. Boy, the first time I did this, it was slick. I pulled him right out. Of course, this time. I can't find Lifeline. Oh, there he is. Come out. Featured Lifeline in a little tiny dust mask. The Craftsman, if you know his channel, he did a little video, always wear your dust mask, and he had a little dancing, singing, stop-motion animated Lifeline, which I thought was hilarious. So just wanted to shout that out. Some of the stuff that I want to talk about tonight, G.I. Joe related. One is a rumor. There's a rumor that Mark Wahlberg is going to play Duke in G.I. Joe Ever Vigilant, a new spinoff. I guess it'll be the follow-up to the Snake Eyes movie. Just kind of wondered what you guys thought about that. I like Mark Wahlberg enough. He was great in Three Kings, but that movie came out forever ago. He seems a little old to play Duke. I thought they would want a younger leading man, kind of like how when they ditched Ben Affleck, or when Ben Affleck ditched DC, they went much younger with Robert Pattinson. Mark seems a little old to be the lead guy in G.I. Joe. But maybe they're going to go with Duke as a little bit more of a mentor. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? You enjoying the quarantine? So I'm trying to figure out this Mark Wahlberg rumor. He's definitely a big enough star that would work. But he was in a Transformer movie, so if they tie all these together, and I know they're kind of rebooting their universe and trying to get it started, it seems a little funny if they put him in a G.I. Joe movie after he was in a Transformer movie. So the next thing is Snake Eyes. The Snake Eyes movie, they finished filming it. It's an origin story. It's going to be part of the G.I. Joe and Hasbro universe, I guess. But they're pushing back the release of everything now because of the coronavirus. Black Widow has been pushed back. It sounds like Wonder Woman's going to get pushed back. Do you think that there will be this ripple effect of release dates that will keep Snake Eyes from coming out on time? I'll be interested to see what happens with the movie releases. That I know some things they're talking about, like just putting straight to Netflix or whatever, but as like a paid on top of your subscription kind of thing. I think that's a slippery slope to just really crushing the cinema system completely. So I don't know what they're going to do. I would be really interested, though, to see what people's opinions are on what they should be doing with this Snake Eyes movie. The Snake Eye's origin we got in the previous set of movies was along the lines of the comic book story, but they just eliminated him being a Vietnam vet and had him like join the Arashikage clan as a kid, which was odd. And they can update it. Iron Man was captured during like Vietnam or Korea or whatever, and they made him like a Gulf War situation for the movies. So they could change what war Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow fought in, but if he's not a soldier before he becomes Snake Eyes, I feel like that hurts him for his ability to join G.I. Joe because it's the Army. I thought Renegades handled it well. Yes, Renegades did a really good job with the G.I. Joe storyline of trying to like take a lot of content that exists and try and move forward with it and sort of smush it all together. They left some details out. It didn't get super detailed, where an origin movie should tell you a little bit more. But I am very interested to see whether they show us the origin as flashbacks or if it will be a sequential, here's Snake Eyes doing this and here's Snake Eyes doing this, or if it'll just be like Snake Eyes is on a mission and throughout that mission we see like flashes back to see it. It might make more sense to have less details that way if they don't want to show every little piece of it. But it would be cool if they introduced Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow in his military unit. It would be very cool if we get to see him being trained. I think that you'd have to have the death of the Hard Master in it, or you're really not giving Snake Eyes an origin. And I also kind of hope they show him getting his face scarred in the helicopter crash, because that's such an important part of who Snake Eyes is also. That eliminates his ability to speak. And that could be interesting, too, that he could speak during most of this movie and then scar him at the end when he joins the Joe team and then have him be silent in future movies. That way they have a guy who can speak in his solo movie, and then once he joins the team, he stops talking. So I'm wondering how that will go. Let's see. What was the next thing? Oh, I got a McFlurry. Not G.I. Joe related, but I got a McFlurry this weekend just in case the world completely shuts down. I got one. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody watching. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the G.I. Joe 6-inch line. There are confirmed a line of G.I. Joes. They'll be much like Marvel Legends. We have seen Duke, we've seen Scarlet, we've seen Roadblock, and then we've seen a special deluxe version of Snake Eyes. The Snake Eyes is available through Hasbro Pulse. The other figures I don't believe are out yet. I did get to see all of them at Toy Fair. They look pretty good. They're definitely inspired by the classic figures, but with a little retro, or not retro, but a little sci-fi twist. They have a lot of like armored shins. Yes, in the comments we got very Fortnite-y. There's definitely a little bit of that influence there. I think my biggest regret with those figures so far is that Roadblock doesn't have a machine gun. He has like a rail gun, or like a. It looks like it's got a fork. It looks kind of like Monkey Wrench's ridiculous gun. I wouldn't mind if he came with 2 accessories. They gave him some ridiculous gun as well as a fairly normal looking machine gun. Storm Shadow. Scarlet has her crossbow, which she needs. She has like 3 knives, which is a little overkill. Duke, I don't remember exactly what Duke comes with. He has like a bulletproof vest accessory. He has, I think, a helmet, a backpack, at least 1 gun. Snake Eyes has a million weapons because he's a deluxe figure. Target has June 1st as the release date. Okay. So unless the coronavirus screws that all up, we'll be getting those guys in June. The Snake Eyes looks amazing. I'm wondering what a retail release of him will look like. I'm sure they'll strip out a bunch of his accessories. I asked about the retail release, and they kind of just blew me off. I almost said like there's no plans for retail release. So, but there will be. They did not show Destro or Cobra Commander, but those have been announced. And the artwork for the line showed Gung Ho, so guaranteed we're going to get Gung Ho. So coming back from a toy show 2 weekends ago, I had a little conversation with my buddy Nick about what G.I. Joes would you put in the 6-inch line, knowing that it's not going to last as long as Marvel Legends. We're not going to have every single character ever. So how do you pick the core guys? And we kind of went through and hashed out who we thought they should make. So that's actually kind of what I was thinking about talking about mostly tonight, was like which figures I think they should do. And it's a tough call because there's a lot of G.I. Joes, but there's also, if you're doing like 6 figures in a wave and you're doing maybe 2 waves a year, you got 12 figures a year. Is this going to last 3 years? It's not that many figures. So we were kind of going through that. And so that's kind of what I figured the bulk of this might be, is kind of going through. I have Mark Belomo's Ultimate Guide to G.I. Joe here to kind of help me keep on track with which characters I'm talking about, so I don't forget anybody important. And so I'm going to go by year and also sort of by alphabetical order because that's the way the book is set up to figure that out. I also have a little bit of a haul stuff here, so I don't know if I should do that first. If you guys have any preference, let me know in the chat. I will plug tomorrow. I'm going to be releasing a video about Outbreak. Now I'm just going to screw up everything. I'm going to put out a review of Airtight. Since I'm in quarantine mode here, I figured I would do the hostile environment specialist. So I did a video about this guy. I may go back and do Toxo Viper for later in the week, just because I think it's funny. Heather, hello. What's up? What's going on? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm in quarantine over here, trying to stay away from the germs, I guess. So yeah, Airtight tomorrow, video review. I was going to try and get it out today. Carl, what's up, man? They're canceling all the toy shows. I'm never going to get to see you again, ever. They've shut them all down. I've been so disappointed. Every time I go on Facebook, another show has been canceled or postponed. We're never going to get to buy new toys. All right, so do you guys want to see my haul, or do you want me to go through which G.I. Joes I think they should try and sneak into the 6-inch line? We'll do both eventually, but, kind of go through whichever things you guys want to see. What about Flint Ozone Clean Suit? So Flint, Ozone, and Clean Sweep, I thought about doing them as reviews. I don't think I have all their accessories for the guys from the Arctic, why can't I think of words right now? Eco Warriors. I don't think I have all their accessories, so I haven't done them yet. I may do them, or if this quarantine goes on long enough, I may just order them off eBay or wherever to be able to put them out for the channel. I will check though. It's possible I have 1 or 2 of them complete. I know I have the figures, but I don't necessarily have all the accessories. So I went to a toy show 2 weeks ago, I think. It was in Delaware. It was called Pleasure Dome. It was like at a I look like Lester from GTA. I've heard that before, Liam. Kids from the school I work at actually told me that and sent me a picture. When I wear my checked collared work shirts, I look even more like them. It's pretty ridiculous. So I went to the Pleasure Dome. It's a toy show. It was like a community building. It basically looked like an old firehouse. It was like $2 to get in. I knew a ton of the vendors there. It was a decent show. It was a little bit of a hike. I went with my buddy Nick. We met up with Rose and Tony from RetroCon there. But like vendors, Nostalgic, if you've seen his YouTube channel, he does flea market videos. Will and Amy and Raiders of the Lost Toys, a bunch of local vendors that I see at shows all the time were there. And so we walked around, picked up some stuff. I don't have my entire haul. Where am I from? I live in Pennsylvania, but near the New Jersey border. So a lot of toy shows I hit are in like the Philadelphia area or in the the New Jersey area and the Philadelphia area. So like Cherry Hill to Trenton to I don't even know where all, just kind of wherever I can get to that's within an hour, basically is where I go. Action figure expert, if that helps. So anyway, I picked up a Ram motorcycle. The Ram is my all-time favorite G.I. Joe vehicle, like small vehicle. I pick these up all the time when I find them in good shape. I had one as a kid and absolutely loved it. This one is melted. Somebody took a lighter or something to it there. It doesn't have any stickers, but if I can get these things real cheap for like a couple bucks, I always tend to buy them. I got a collection of them. Someday I'm making a whole video on it. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Let's see. Got a baggie full of stuff here. I did get some He-Man weapons. Beastman's shoulder pad. Mossman's staff. And a Terror Claw Skeletor. I didn't check yet to see if this is the one I needed or not. I picked up Nunchuck from Ninja Force. My Nunchuck has a super loose rubber band, and the Ninja Force figures do not have rubber bands. Or they have rubber bands. They do not have screw holes, so you can't replace the rubber bands. Can you fix my toy car? It doesn't seem to drive on its own. Liam, I'm not sure how to help you. There are some toy channels about fixing things. Carl, how many Rams do I own? Probably close to 30. It's kind of ridiculous. I originally wanted one for every one of the original members of the Joe team. All the 82, 83 guys, they needed a seat. So, like, Clutch is in the Vamp. Hawk can ride next to him. The Steelers in the Mobat. Grand Slam rides on the Howl laser cannon. But, like, Scarlet needs a Vamp. Or needs a Ram. Scarlet needs a Ram. Snake Eyes needs a Ram. Stalker needs a Ram. Flash needs a... And then it just kind of got out of hand. So I have a whole bunch of them. I don't know if they're all complete. Like, this one doesn't have saddlebags. It doesn't have the Gatling gun. But I buy saddlebags and I buy Gatling guns when I see them. So like I said, someday I'm going to do a video about that. So Nunchuck here, I had him with a super loose rubber band. I need a mod. Oh, my goodness. Hide user. So I had him with a really floppy rubber band, so I picked up a new one because I really needed a better figure. But I did a whole series of videos with Kieran from Cinemassacre on Ninja Force, the Street Fighter figures, and the Mortal Kombat figures. And that really made me look at all these guys real carefully and made me realize I have a couple guys with broken thumbs or really loose rubber bands that I needed to, fix up. So I picked up this guy. I like the original figures better than the modern ones. I still collect the modern figures, but the original vintage figures with the O-rings always have a special place in my heart, so they're definitely my favorite ones. That was for MG Villain. I picked up 2 halves of Cobra Eels. These guys were dirt cheap. My friends Will and Amy had a table full of stuff, and they had a bin of broken G.I. Joes. In fact, these guys are both missing their little antenna thing, but for customs or for repairing a guy, like if I get a good eel that's missing a thumb or has a messed up Cobra symbol, I figured these parts would be useful to have. Leaving any differences between the vintage Ram and the anniversary motorcycles? The anniversary Ram is actually a nicer toy. It has like handlebars and more detail to it and stuff like that. I don't see a lot of them laying around, though. So I think I have one anniversary Ram that I bought originally, and like the tan one that was it either was a Ross exclusive or it was a Target exclusive that ended up going to Ross later. So I have one of each of those, but a ton of the vintage ones. Are you a Transformers? Are you a Transformer? You look like you can transform into different things. No, I can't transform. Sorry. Let's see, what else here? Oh, I picked up Steamroller. He is the driver to the Mobile Command Center. I already had him, but this figure is in pretty nice shape. This figure is in really good shape, and I'm not sure mine's quite this nice. But also, he was priced at $10. He came with a backpack that's not his, but it's Night Force Lightfoot's. This backpack sells for like $15, so I couldn't pass up picking him up with the backpack just because of the value of that. G.I. Joe stuff has really shot up in value lately. Yeah, I need his knife. Well, I have his knife for the one in my collection. This guy didn't come with his knife. But G.I. Joe stuff has really shot up in value in the past few years. So if there's a really cheap accessory, sometimes I just buy them for trade bait, basically, to get stuff I do need. All right, dumped out this whole bag. I got M. Bison here. And I think I have a couple of his guns. Again, from Will and Amy, I realized when I was doing my video with Kieran on the Street Fighter guys that and Bison had a broken thumb, so upgraded, and now he's in much better shape. If you guys haven't seen those videos, you should definitely check them out. I got the little ring thing that goes with Mumra. This is the thing you plug in to make his eyes light up if you put a battery in it. It's not G.I. Joe, but I did pick that up. I got 3 packs of G.I. Joe face paint. Do you guys remember this as a promotion that came packed in with the figures? These are really dried up and terrible. I had a few of these as a kid, and I remember smearing them on some of the figures. You were supposed to either put them on your figures or put them on you. But I thought they were kind of cool, so I grabbed those. I picked up a couple of Viper backpacks. You can't go wrong with accessories to army builders. I picked up a Storm Shadow backpack and his long sword. He technically has 2 different length swords. I didn't need this for my collection, but again, this was like too good to pass up as far as trade bait goes. So I picked that up. Hopefully I can convert that into something I need for my collection. There's a toy store in Allentown, New Jersey, Tinkerbee's Toys. They do parts trading night a couple times a year, and it's a really great way of getting stuff. Oh my God, I got this as a kid, and it was in my toy collection forever, and this day even, I had no idea what it was. I guess I had Mum-Ra as a 2-year-old. I never knew it. So you knew that you had this. The one that comes with Lion-O has like a the Thundercats logo, the Eye of Thundera type logo on it, and the Mum-Ra one has the little skull thing. I picked up this Alley Viper backpack, but it's tan, and the peg is a little different. So I believe this is a knockoff. And in fact, I don't think the Alley Viper originally had binoculars there. So I think this was like a retool knockoff of Alley Viper's backpack. But I thought it was too cool to leave with the big grappling hook gun on it. I always am intrigued by these weird knockoff accessories that they make. So grab that. I got a gun to Night Viper. Another Cobra Army Builder guy. You can't go wrong with accessories for them. I got 2 tools for Techno Viper. Hammer and the Claw. Again, trying to always complete army builders, and if not complete them, use that as trade bait. I grabbed I think this is a Tiger Force Duke's backpack. I wasn't 100% sure if I had it, so grabbed that. I got a Lady J surveillance camera with an unbroken cord. Mine is busted, so needed that. She's over here somewhere. Oh, Lady J. Huh. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. Wait. Is she here? Must have the wrong bins. Oh, there it is. Lady J. See, look. Broken camera strap. Now we got a good one. Yay, upgrade. I can mark that in my book. All right, next up, I picked up another Storm Shadow backpack. This one doesn't have a sword. Picked up Road Pig's little arm guard thing. Mine is a little bit beat up, so got a nice clean one of that. I got a Laser Viper helmet. Again, always working on completing army builders. Got a Super Trooper helmet. It's nice and shiny with its vac metal chrome. I picked up a bat head. Again, you can't turn down army builder parts. A couple more accessories here. Almost done my haul from that toy show. I got a Hydro Viper helmet. I have multiple Hydro Vipers, but not multiple helmets, so I'm kind of glad I got that. I don't think I have Hydro Viper laying around here. I have, like, these hardware bins that I keep my G.I. Joes in, and I have to have a couple of years worth here. Like the 84 to 86, basically, I have sitting out here. I got Ice Viper's Psy. He's a Cobra vehicle driver and kind of an odd like snow ninja. And then the last accessory I picked up is part to Night Force Psych Outs accessories. And like I was saying with Steamroller that came with a Night Force backpack, the Night Force accessories are very hard to get. This is missing its radar dish, but it's not broken, so I couldn't leave that laying at the toy show. All right, so that is my haul. Oh, I need 2 size. Kleenex 2020. Well, maybe we could work out a trade if you need a sigh. I just picked up one. So, the next thing, the thing I kind of previously mentioned about was talking about all the different Joes I would put in the 6-inch line and who I would skip if I was somehow in charge of this line for Hasbro. We know we're getting Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Roadblock. They've promised Destro and Cobra Commander, haven't shown them. The art implies Gung Ho, and after that, we don't know. So that's, the first wave, basically. So who would they make? Who should they skip? If you guys have suggestions, let me know. You're in Maryland. There's a toy show in Maryland that I go to every year, but like all the shows are getting shut down. Sorry, doing a little maintenance there. All right, so 1982, the original year of G.I. Joe. We know we're getting Scarlet. We know we're getting Snake Eyes, even though Snake Eyes is definitely based on 85. I want the Sound backpack, General Hawk, because I always wanted him without it, and the bronze-looking guns would be cool in modern toys. So the Talking Commandos, they had these bolted-on backpacks. I had Overkill as a kid, and I figured out that if you took the screws out, if you looked at the back of the figure, right, there were screws in the backpack. If you took those out, the back of the backpack would come off, and then there were screws into his back. So I actually took Overkill's backpack off, but it was a lot of work. And then they all had like a flat back behind them. So you could have gotten it off, but it would have taken a lot of work. Are you going to get any of the 6-inch figures? What do you think of them? So I saw them at New York Toy Fair. I like them in concept. They are definitely a little Fortnite-y. They're a little more futuristic than I'd like. Straight arms for sale. I need right arm, 82 Snake Eyes, and 82 grunt arm. I don't think I have those. I might have a grunt arm. Maybe. I know I don't have extra Snake Eyes arms. The weapons are a little goofy, like I'm not saying Fortnite is bad, Carl. I just wish that the Joes looked a little bit more like the vintage Joes. That's what I'm saying. But they have like big shin pads, and Roadblock's gun is really goofy looking. It's not a machine gun. That's what kind of disappoints me. I wish they could be just a hair more collector friendly. Do you have any WWE action figures? Not a lot. I have a Sergeant Slaughter wrestling figure from the Hasbro line, as well as a modern one. He might be the only wrestling figures I own, to be honest. Roadblock looks worse to me. Yeah, I don't think the Roadblock figure looks bad from the waist up. They did give him different facial hair than what I imagined, but his gun is just really goofy. And then he's got big like knee pad kind of things, shin guards, that I just think are kind of so-so. Looks like a scissor gun. Yeah, I don't know what his gun's supposed to be, like a rail gun, or it looks like a Jaws of Life almost, like a futuristic Jaws of Life kind of thing. I don't know what they're going for with that. All right, so 1982. Husband seems to be doing away with realistic. Hasbro seems to be doing away with realistic weapons. Yeah, that may be what it really is. It did cross my mind, but I think you could make a happy medium. You could make a futuristic looking weapon that kind of looked like a machine gun, or if that fork just came off of a barrel, so the collectors could just unplug it, that would be very cool with me too. So Breaker, I could live without him if they never did him. Clutch is one of my favorite vehicle drivers, but if we're not getting a Vamp in this line, which we're probably not going to get vehicles, they could skip him. Flash, I think they could skip. Grand Slam, I think I could skip. I'm being real hard-nosed on who I'm letting in this line because I just don't think we're going to get a lot of characters. I don't see this line lasting 10 years like Marvel Legends and, us getting everybody. Grunt, he's not that interesting of an army builder. Hawk, I think we need, but I don't think we need the 82 version of Hawk. Rock and Roll, 1982 Rock and Roll, I think we should get him. Or a merge. Sorry, that really screws with the contrast. Or like a merger of him, version 1 and version 2. Grand Slam with Jetpack. All right, I was going to get to Grand Slam with the Jetpack. I think we should get Silver Pad's Grand Slam because you could pack the jump pack as an accessory. But I'm skipping the Howl Laser Artillery version that comes with the big laser cannon that's red pads. All right? Is that okay with you, Carl? I don't want to totally shut him out. I'll beat you in bowling. You might be able to. Scarlet we're getting. We know Short Fuse. Does anybody care about him? I was expecting more modern type soldier line, not the Avengers meet Fortnite, to be honest. Okay. Snake Eyes we're getting, but he's going to be the 85 version, not the 82 version. Stalker. We need Stalker. He's probably the most prominent African-American G.I. Joe, except for maybe Roadblock. He's one of the coolest 82 guys. I think we need him. Steeler, if we're not getting a Mobat, skip him. Zap, skip him. Bazookas, nobody uses bazookas anymore. Cobra Commander, we need. They promised us the Cobra Commander. I would love it if he came with the helmet and the hood, like swappable heads. But I'd also be okay with him being. You love Steeler, East Coast Rivers. I'm from PA. I love Steeler too. Pittsburgh. There aren't very many G.I. Joes from Pennsylvania, and one of them is my least favorite G.I. Joe of all. He's actually the most local G.I. Joe to where I grew up. There's 3 G.I. Joes from Pennsylvania, and Steeler's one of them. I'll tell you the other ones in a few minutes. You got to keep watching. Cobra Commander, I would love a battle helmet and a hood. They could be packed in the same, or it could be two different releases. I'd be okay with that. Cobra Trooper and Cobra Officer, I could live with just the Trooper. I don't really need the Officer figure. I mean, it's fine if they want to do 2 different releases, but if we're really limiting the line, give me a bunch of Troopers, I'll deal with that. All right, so that's the 82 lineup. I didn't take very many guys from. I took Rock and Roll, I took Stalker, Cobra Trooper, Cobra Commander. I left most of them out. If they're going Fortnite with it, I think modern kids would love Zartan, Dr. Mindbender, Baroness, Crystal Ball. Cobra actually has some awesome named villains and don't get love when they should. Well, at least you're not stuck with Deep Six for your home state show. Which state is Deep Six from? I don't even remember, to be honest. Kleenex 2020, let me know. All right, so 83. We get the reissues of all those guys. Ace. If we're not getting a Sky Striker, skip him. Airborne, skip him. Cover Girl. I really like Cover Girl, but she's not the second most important female in G.I. Joe. Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. Is he the only Maryland guy on the Joe team? It's possible. They did not spread them out well. There are more G.I. Joes from the state of Rhode Island than any other part of the country because Rhode Island is where Hasbro is. So they made a ton of characters from the tiniest state, and they didn't really spread them out well. Doc. What do you guys think? Should we make Doc? I feel like you need a medic. It's pretty much Doc or Lifeline because nobody likes Stretcher, really. Although Stretcher, I think, is the most Fortnite-looking of all of them. If they go Fortnite, make Stretcher. If you want very traditional-looking, go Doc. If you want a guy in bright red, go Lifeline. MG Villain, yes. Baroness, I think, is the second most important one. That's who I think they should do. Duke, we're getting. We know that. We've seen him. Grand Slam, Carl, I think we should get Silver Pad's Grand Slam with the jump jetpack. We don't need the launch pad, but just the jump pack and the gun. Wouldn't even have to count as a vehicle. They could sell it as a vehicle if they wanted to and give you the little launch pad thing. Tan Grunt, skip him. We don't need him. Gung Ho, we're getting a Gung Ho. Almost guaranteed because he's in the art for the line. Make Torpedo, Hiss Driver, and Major Blood. Snow Job. Okay, so here's my opinion on the Divers and the Arctic Troopers. If this line is big, I want those guys. If the line is going to be small, if we're gonna max this line out at 20 figures, skip those specialty guys, because in a display on a shelf, they stand out. They don't fit in with everybody else quite right. Because why is the guy wearing flippers on land, and why is the guy got skis on land? So I'll take snow job if the line's big, but if it's going to be real tight, let's cut him. Same with torpedo, cut him. If it's going to be a really tight line, I don't need him. Tripwire, cut. Wild Bill, cut. Destro, we know we're getting a Destro. We need a silver helmet Destro for sure. I saw a vote for Major Blood. I would cut him. I think he's second tier. I like Major Blood, but if we're going to really trim the line, I'm cutting him. The Hiss driver, if we can get a Hiss, I want him for sure. If we're not getting a tank, cut him. What about a Viper? Well, when we get to 86, for sure. Viper's one of the best figures ever made in the whole Cobra lineup. You got to have a Viper. The Viper Pilot, which is just a Cobra Trooper, I'm cutting him. He's not getting made. Not in my line. Not if I'm Hasbro running this show. All right. They could do the Polar Battle Bear. If they were going to do a vehicle, it would be, motorcycle size. I think they should make the Ram. Snake Armor could be a vehicle if they were going to do vehicles, but I just don't see it happening. All right, so 83. Blowtorch. I'm cutting him. Nobody uses a flamethrower in war anymore. It's ridiculous. Tan Clutch. We're not doing repaints. Cutter. All right, if there's one vehicle driver I could maybe make an argument for, Cutter's a cool-looking Coast Guard guy, in my opinion. Deep Six. I think I'm cutting him. What are you going to do with the deep sea diver? They could probably make a really good figure of him nowadays, instead of that like clunky, unarticulated block we got in the original figure. But I think unless they make Deep Six as a Navy SEAL kind of guy, like out of his dive suit, I'd say skip him. Duke was released that year. Also, he was mail away the year before. Mutt and Junkyard, I would love. I love guys with pets. I think they should make him. Recondo does not get a lot of love, but I think he's a great character design. I would make him for sure. Deep Six version 2 is better. Yes, Deep Six version 2 is better, even though his helmet is like bright orange or pink. Ripcord, I would skip. They tried to make him popular by putting him in the G.I. Joe movie, but he had a good story arc in the comic book, but I don't think he's a very interesting character. Roadblock, we're getting a later version of him. Spirit, I love guys with pets. He's a little stereotypical. If they could redesign him to tone down the Native American caricature, I'd say give us Spirit. Thunder, the driver to the Slugger, he's out. Baroness for sure. I saw some votes for her. She's the second most important female in G.I. Joe. You got to make her. Copperhead is the water moccasin pilot. He's a swamp boat driver. We could skip him. Hooded Cobra Commander, I mentioned him. He could be an accessory, just a head swap, or he could be a separate release. Firefly, I'm seeing people voting for him. He's the most Fortnite-y guy in the world because Havoc from Fortnite is exactly Firefly. Every G.I. Joe fan went out and bought the Havoc figure because he just looks like Firefly. What about Scrap Iron? Anybody? I saw a vote for Scrap Iron. To me, I'd cut him. I don't think he's top tier, but he's not a bad figure. Rule for 2020 action figures: no village people stereotypes. Yes, right. We got to get Wild Bill out of here. Get Spirit out of here. Storm Shadow, we got to have him. They will definitely make him. He's one of the most popular figures in the whole line. The Stinger driver, it's like a gray version of a Cobra Trooper. If they make the Stinger, he would be cool. Otherwise, I'd skip him. No Shipwreck then. We could make him look cooler. We could take him out of that regular sailor gear. Do you ever see the Devil's Due redesign of him where he wears like a sweater and he has like a knit beanie? We could do that version. How about the Dreadnoughts? All right, so I'm getting to the Dreadnoughts. Wild Weasel, I'd cut. All right, so Zartan. Here we are. If you got to slim this line super tight, do you put the Dreadnoughts in it? I hear Ryan's argument that Zartan is a very interesting villain. Works very well, very Fortnite. I agree. He's one of the coolest characters. He's on my shirt right here. One of the coolest characters in G.I. Joe, but he is a little more sci-fi, a little more weird. So I think that's like a real hard decision there. And I would want to know that the line is going to be just big enough to get a few extra Dreadnoughts to go with him. Because Zartan on his own is disappointing, I think. I think you need the other 3 first Dreadnoks. You need Buzzer, Ripper, and Torch to go with them. What are you guys' thoughts? Yes to Wild Weasel. Kleenex wants Wild Weasel to be made. I just feel like without the Rattler, what do you need him for? The Cobra Claw, you guys know the Claw Glider? I think that's a vehicle they could probably make in this scale, which would be kind of cool. So if you really want Wild Weasel, they should pack him with the Claw. How about that? Yeah, I like that idea. I think the Skyhawk is another vehicle that they could maybe squeak out if they want to get a small vehicle. All right, so 1985. This is where it gets hard because 85, 86 are the 2 best years of G.I. Joe, in my opinion. I love every single one of these characters. The first guy on the list for 85 is Airtight. I'm plugging a video real quick. Tomorrow I'm releasing a review of Airtight. I'm in quarantine here because of the virus. So I'm doing Cobra's Hostile Environment. Trooper, that video is coming out. Toxo Viper may get filmed very shortly. We'll keep this going. So Airtight, I'm cutting him. No kid wants Airtight. Alpine, he's a cool looking figure. I kind of would like him. Barbecue, I'm cutting. He's too goofy. Bazooka. All right. I like Bazooka. Do you guys like Bazooka? He's a classic G.I. Joe. They made him really goofy in the Sunbow cartoon, but he doesn't need to be that goofy. I know he wears a Patriots jersey that's bright red. So here's my thought. We know that the Duke figure in this line has a removable tactical vest. So what if Bazooka has the jersey on, but he comes with a tactical vest that covers most of it? So we have the red sleeves, a red piece of his shirt that shows through, mostly covered up for the people that are very realistic. And for the people that can have fun with G.I. Joe, you take the vest off and you have your goofy sports jersey version. That's my thought. Crankcase, I'm cutting. Dusty. This is a tough one. Dusty is a really great figure. I really like him. But he's kind of like Deep Six and kind of like Snow Job, where their skill is a little too specific. So I'd put him in, I think, but he's tough. Bazooka was a big reward in 2 mobile games, so he's on their mind. Yeah, I think people like Bazooka, even though he's goofy. I think people like him. That's why I think they're going to have to do him eventually. So Dusty, they should probably do. What? How can you do that to Crankcase? Crankcase got killed. Larry Hama killed him. Hasbro doesn't care about him. He's dead. In the original comic book, he's out. We're not making him. Unless they're going to give us an all-striker, he's done. Flint. They got to make Flint. Right? We need Flint. Footloose is my idea. If we're cutting Grunt, let's do Footloose. He's a better infantry trooper. If the line's really tight, cut him. But I do like Footloose. I think he looks great. They made him a stoner in the cartoon. But the leaves on his helmet and the M16, I just think he's amazing. He's so classic looking. Frostbite, I'm cutting because we don't need Arctic Joes. Heavy Metal, I'm cutting because they're not going to give us a tank. Keelhaul, I'm cutting him. We're not getting the aircraft carrier. Goodbye. Lady J, I think she's the number 3 female figure. He isn't dead to you. Lady J. All right. He's dead to me. There's my Crankcase. He needs a new rubber band. Next time I change rubber bands, I'll have to bring him back to life. Lady J, I think, is the 3rd most important female character in G.I. Joe after Scarlet and Baroness. So I think they got to do her. Quick Kick. They could cut him. They don't need to make him, but everyone is very excited about Quick Kick because Marvel Legends just released Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Who is Quick Kick in red pants? Everyone's like, they could just take the mold, make him a little sash accessory, done. So if you need a figure that's going to not break the budget, sure, make him. But I don't think anybody's going to die if we don't have Quick Kick. Why is there a guy in the army that doesn't even wear shoes? Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, cut the Barefoot Master. Sergeant Slaughter is one of my favorite G.I. Joes. I have loved him my entire life. There's no way they're making him. They cannot get the license to do him ever again. The way the wrestling contracts are done, it's not like it was back in the day. He's locked down. Oh, they're definitely doing that. Shipwreck, we talked about him. He looks like... Give him shoes. You do know that the G.I. Joe classified is a bit smaller than Marvel Legends. Is it really smaller? I thought they were the same size. No? A tiny bit smaller? Aren't they both 6-inch lines? Not sure. Plus, I don't know. They could probably scale it down anyway. It would still be cheaper than. They still have to retool it, so that probably wouldn't happen. I don't know. Shipwreck. I can call him Sergeant Slammer. They can't make it look like him, though. That's the problem. They don't have the likeness anymore. They could probably scale the molds. Yeah, I think they could scale the molds, but it would probably still cost just as much. They wouldn't have to pay a sculptor, but Shipwreck. Ryan's established the no village people rule, so Shipwreck's out, even though I love Shipwreck. I think they could do a different costume for him, though, and he would be fine. Like I said, the beanie hat and the sweater looks good. You know how Star Wars Black Series and Overwatch figure is a bit smaller than Marvel. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying there. In the Navy. Snake Eyes 85, we're getting him. I specifically asked at Toy Fair about a retail release of that Snake Eyes. Right now, the deluxe, super deluxe Snake Eyes is on Hasbro Pulse. It's got 1 million accessories and like an art print. They kind of blew me off. They basically just said that there's no plans of that right now. But you know they're going to release him. He's totally going to be a retail release. So 85 Snake Eyes, we'll get him eventually. Toll Booth, he's out because he's a Village People guy. Listen and Fun Tripwire is out because Tripwire is not that interesting, and who wants a red version of him? So the Cobras from 85. Buzzer, if we're getting Zartan, I want Buzzer. If we're not getting Zartan, we don't need Buzzer. Cobra Eels, I'm cutting them. I don't want the Scuba Diver guys. They're too mission specific. Crimson Guard, I do want him, for sure. Removable helmet with the Fred 7 head would be awesome. If we can't get the removable helmet, that's okay. Lamprey, cutting him. Don't need him. Ripper, same as Buzzer and Torch. If we're getting Zartan, I'd love the 3 of them. If we're not getting Zartan, skip them. Snow Serpent, cutting him because Arctic Trooper. Televiper. What do you think? Do we need a Televiper? I'm curious about what names they've lost over the years. So many Transformer releases have their new names. Yes, they've changed names on G.I. Joe stuff. We had General Tomahawk for a while instead of General Hawk. One of the ways they're getting around it with G.I. Joe, like the Transformers, how they do Autobot, Bumblebee, or Autobot, Grimlock kind of thing. They do like the guy's first name, Wayne Beachhead Sneeden kind of things to get around a lot of the copyright stuff. But I'm sure they're trying to recopyright things when possible, but it's hard. Things just get copyrighted by other companies in the meantime, and then they're really hard to get back. Televiper, I'm cutting him. Tomax and Zaymont, it's a tough call. Tough call. I would like them a lot, but if we really have to trim the line really tight, I might cut them. But I would like them. All right, so that's the end of 85. On to 86. You say yes on the Twins. I want the Twins. It just depends on how fine we have to trim this line. All right, 1986, my favorite year of G.I. Joe. So this is really hard for me to trim this down. Beachhead, I need Beachhead. He's my favorite G.I. Joe of all times. I'm making him. If I'm a Hasbro exec, he's getting done, no matter what. Cross Country's out. He's like a Civil War reenactor. He's done. We can't do that anymore. Plus, he's a vehicle driver. Dial Tone. Do we need Dial Tone? I skipped Breaker, so he would be a good communications guy. Let's get Dial Tone in here. I could see Hasbro, though, if they want to go techie and they want to go Fortnite-y, high tech, which was like a Joe vs. Cobra or Valor vs. Venom character, I could see them bringing him in instead of that Dial Tone. Because, in fact, I think for a while in the continuity, that Dial Tone had died and was replaced by a female Dial Tone. If you've seen the G.I. Joe Resolute cartoon, it's a girl as Dial Tone. General Hawk, this version of General Hawk from 86 is a for sure. If I'm making this line, we're getting him. He has to be made. To me, that's the definitive General Hawk. I know Ryan wants the Talking Commando one. Iceberg, I'm cutting because I'm not doing Arctic Troopers. Leatherneck, we need. I know we got Gung Ho, but we're getting a second Marine. Leatherneck has one of the best designs. He just looks so good. Lifeline, we're cutting him, right? We said we're going to do stretch if we want to go Fortnite. We're going Doc if we want to go traditional. Lifeline's out because he wears red. Find me a person under 20 who has heard of dial tone. Good point. Good point. Right, dial tone doesn't mean anything anymore. So yeah, the guy high tech is probably who they should go with. Lift ticket, I'm cutting. 2 red. No pacifists. Low light, I think they should do him. Everyone likes snipers. He works well with the Fortnite style. Mainframe. He's getting cut on his name alone. Mainframe. Come on. If we get high tech, he could be mainframe and dial tone wrapped into one. I know that's probably not a popular decision that I'm making to make high tech a more mainstream character than he ever was. And I love both of those 86 guys, dial tone and mainframe, but they're just so dated. Even they're just in the code names. Rock and roll we're getting, rock and roll roadblock we're getting. Sci-fi I'm cutting. His bright green butt is off the team for this version. 2 Marines are enough? Question mark. Slipstream, the pilot. He's out. Oh, I got a text. Let me take care of this. Sorry. Wasn't working. Doing it now. Try it again. Sorry. I don't know if you guys tuned in originally. The live stream didn't work right, and I had to start it over. I somehow... some of the preferences in YouTube changed, and it got goofed up the first try. So this is actually the second time I've run through this list, but the first time I didn't really have a lot of feedback because it wasn't working right. So this is way better. The fridge is not going to happen. We're not going to get refrigerator Perry. Wetsuit I'm cutting because I'm not doing scuba divers. Claymore from Mission Brazil, he's out. We're not doing him. We're not doing any of those repaint guys. Cobras from 86, AVAC. I really want AVAC. He's really cool, but he's a pilot. So if we could get a little fire bat, that would be cool. Or if he, like Wild Weasel, came with the Cobra Claw or something, that would be amazing. Cobra bats are for sure happening. Robot android troopers are amazingly Fortnite-y and amazingly amazing. They're one of the coolest figures made in the entire line. So we're getting bats. Dr. Mindbender. Ryan thinks we need Dr. Mindbender. I'll agree, but he has to wear a shirt this time. The bald head, the monocle, and the shirtlessness combined is just too much. So he can keep the bald head and keep the monocle, but he needs a shirt. Sci-Fi just got the boot. That's harsh, man. Sci-Fi actually is probably the most Fortnite-y character on the G.I. Joe squad, so they might keep him. But I'm cutting him in my version of this line. Monkey Wrench is out. Motor Viper's out. In a controversial move, I'm also cutting Serpentor. He's out. This line is not going to be big enough to support Cobra having more than 1 leader. So I'm just sticking with Cobra Commander. Stratos Viper is awesome, but cutting him. Thrasher I'm cutting. The Cobra Viper is definitely happening. I'd rather have him than the Cobra Trooper from 82. Sorry, Carl. Are you a big Serpentor fan? Is that what you're knowing about? And Xandar and Zorana, they're out. They're done. Ain't going to happen. All right. That's the end of 86. On to 87. This is the G.I. Joe the movie era. There's a lot of good characters, but I'm going to be real hard on this year, I think. Who do I really need to have out of this year? Not Zorana. Zorana actually maybe could happen. So they got to do Scarlet. They got to do the Baroness. They got to do Lady J. Is Zorana next? Or CoverGirl? Or Jinx? What order are we doing the ladies in? Zorana's next? All right. Backstop is out. Chuckles, we might need him. They might do the Chuckles movie, as rumors have said, so we might need to keep him, but I'd probably cut him. Crazy Legs is out. Falcon is in for sure. Lieutenant Falcon is one of the best G.I. Joe figures ever made. Zorana, there's too many Joes. There probably are too many Joes. Fast Draw's out. Marine Dress, Gung Ho's out. Hardtop's out. I would like Jinx, personally, But if we got to squeeze Zoran in, Jinx is out. Law and Order, what do you guys think? I like the guys with pets. I'm probably putting him in. Outback is in. He looks amazing. Payload, I love Payload, but we don't need an astronaut. Psych Out is out. Psych Out is so weird. He's got an antenna. He wears a bright green shirt. He has radar dishes strapped all over him. He's out. Rumbler's out. Sneak Peek's out. Sneak Peek, the only G.I. Joe to die more than once in the comic book. Starduster is out. Dude, Chuckles is the only G.I. Joe to star in his own stop-motion series. I know, I love Chuckles, but he's just so weird. He could be kind of Fortnite-y, maybe. I could see Chuckles flossing. Steamroller's out. Steel Brigade. Steel Brigade's probably out. But it is a cool-looking figure. Tunnel Rat, I'd make Tunnel Rat. And Battle Force 2000, they're all out. None of them are getting made. And Slaughter's Renegades, Mercer, Red Dog, and Taurus, they're all out. We're not doing any of that. Cobra's Big Boa. Ryan, did you say Big Boa is in? Was he one of your Fortnite guys? Because I can't stand him. Battle Armor Cobra Commander, somebody wanted. Kleenex said we should have Battle Armor Cobra Commander. I cut Serpentor. I might cut him. Crocmaster, I think, is cool. I kind of like him. Mercer version 2, though. Crystal Ball, Ryan thinks we should do him, but he's so weird. He just has his little hypno shield. I can't do it. Gyro Viper's out. Ice Viper's out. Raptor's out. Sea Slug's out. I'm just annihilating this year. Techno Viper, I would make. He's cool. The Cobra Law team is out. Worms is out. Zandabar's out. That wraps up 87. I was murderous on that year. How about the Buzzboard? Do you think we could get that? That's very Fortnite-y. 88. On to 88. What do you think? Armadillo's out. Blizzard's out. Budo's out. Charboil's out. Ghost Rider's out. Hardball's out. You're out of here! Hit and Run is definitely in my line. He is amazing. He's one of the coolest figures in the whole line. Got to do him. Lightfoot's out. Muskrat I could do. I think he's cool looking. Repeater's in. Certain Slaughter version 3 is out. Shockwave is amazing. Got to do him. Spearhead and Max. Can we do him in like desert camo instead of the orange? Because I really like Spearhead and Max. Skidmark is out. Which Viper is the orange one with the shield with blue? That's Alley Viper. And the one that looks like the Terminator-looking skull and a blue body. That's Range Viper. We need both of them to be Fortnite-y. Skidmark is out. They've renamed him Treadmark because Skidmark is, a thing in your underpants. Super Trooper is too goofy. He's not in. Wild Card's out. Windmill. All right. Kleenex, I think. Were you the one that was complaining about the Maryland guys? So, PA people, we have Steeler, who's from Pittsburgh. We have Clean Sweep, who's from 3 Mile Island. And we have Windmill, who's from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Windmill wears green shirt and orange pants. He has a ridiculous helmet stuck on, and his vehicle is an airplane/helicopter. He's literally the worst. I can't stand him. So Night Force repaints we have a request for. We could do that. We could do Night Force repaints. Some of the guys that I nixed, I would be okay with them just being in Night Force. Like Psych Out and Night Force is not bad. Dude, your Toy Fair coverage was top notch. Thank you, man. It's almost all out. There's still a couple videos. I've been laxed. Most years, all I do is edit for like days when I get back and just crank out those videos. And I did. I put out at least one a day, 2 some of the days. But there were previous Toy Fairs where I put out like 4 or 5 in the first couple days. I just had a lot going on, and so I couldn't go insane with it. But thank you, Joshua. So Night Force. Night Force Crazy Leg's amazing. Night Force Falcon is good. We already said we're doing Falcon. We're doing Outback. Sneak Peek, I cut him, but we could do him as Night Force. Psych Out, nobody cares, really. Tunnel Rat, I said we were making him, so we could do Tiger Force, or Night Force version of him. Tiger Force. Are we doing Tiger Force? Hasbro probably does want the repaints. So we could do Bazooka, we could do Duke, we could do Dusty, we could do Flint. No Frostbite, no Lifeline. We could do Recondo. We could maybe do Roadblock. You had the best Super 7 video out of everyone. I appreciate that. I might have had the most B-roll, but I always give Pixel Dan all the credit for getting so much information with his interviews. Like, he has so much access to Brian Flynn and these other guys. So I always give Pixel Dan like top-notch credit for the best Toy Fair videos. But I do try and get as much footage as I can so that way people can see stuff, with detail if possible. And so anyway, thanks, Josh. Do Tiger Force, Sky Striker, the plane or the guy named Sky Striker? That's the worst thing about Tiger Force, in my opinion, is they named a pilot to a different plane after a plane. Tripwire, no, we're not doing Tiger Force Tripwire. So the Cobra's from '88. That guy, the pilot. I kind of want them to make him not Tiger Force, but his name is Sky Striker, which is the name of the jet. But I would love to see him in non-Tiger Force colors. Like, just paint that up like in good colors. Like, I like his gray pants, so make his shirt white or light gray or something like that, and just get rid of the stripes and see what he looks like. Because I do like the design. It's Wild Bill with Thunder, or Wild Weasel with Thunder's head and helmet on. Astro Viper's out. We're not doing astronauts. Destro. If this line goes long enough, I would like a gold head Destro, because then we could have an excuse to get the Iron Grenadiers in there. Iron Grenadier Ferret, I would kind of like, even though he's a vehicle driver. He's a really cool looking trooper. Hydro Viper's out. Nullifier's out. And Pixel Dan has interviews, but not as much footage. The footage of reaction was the most comprehensive. Well, thank you. I should just team with Dan. I should just film B-roll for him, because I know that his camera person, Stina, his wife, is busy filming him do the interview. So I think sometimes they're a little rushed trying to get the B-roll. I don't know. But Dan is awesome. He really is a super nice guy. And so and he does an amazing job at Toy Fair. Road Pig. If we're doing Dreadnoks, if we got Zartan and we got Zorana and we got Torch and Buzz and Ripper, I kind of like Road Pig. But if we're not doing the Dreadnoks, then he's cut. Secto Viper's out. Star Viper's out. Can we do the Joe version of Storm Shadow if we get enough waves? What do you guys think? I kind of like version 2 Storm Shadow. Toxo Viper is out. Voltar is out. Is that it for 88? All right, we're getting into some unusual territory here. Maybe these guys will be more Fortnite-y. Maybe these guys will all have to be in as we move into 1989. Backblast, what do you think? I'm cutting him. Countdown, cutting him. DJ, he's the worst. Yo, Joe, Storm Shadow is awesome. Yes, I agree. Deep Six, this is the better version of Deep Six. Could we get him without orange, though? Could we, get version 2 design in version 1 colors? That could be cool. What do you think? Kleenex, you're the Maryland man. What do you think? Deep Six version 2 in version 1 colors. I could see that if we're gonna let one diver get in this line. Dogfight's out, Downtown's out, Hot Seat's out, Long Range is out. Payload I never let in the first place. Rampage is out. We're just blowing through this. Recoil. Do you guys like Recoil? He was a popular figure. I was never super into him. Mostly because he had the blue guns, and blue guns are just dumb. But the figure looks good. Rock and Roll version 2. I mentioned when we did the 1982 lineup that I think they should do version 1, version 2, kind of like a combo version of the figure. Version 2 is much more Fortnite-y. Scoop. I love Scoop, but he's cut. There's no way we're putting him in this. Snake Eyes version 4, or whatever that version is, from 88, 89. I love that figure, and if they're going to do a second version of Snake Eyes, I think that's the one they should do. Recoil was good for the year. Stalker. I wanted Stalker in 82. The Tundra version is kind of neat. Maybe a little more Fortnite-ish. So maybe that's the version they should release. Wind Chill's out. Back to Night Force. Charboil, we're not doing them. Lightfoot, we're not doing them. Muskrat, sure. Repeater, sure. Shockwave, sure. Spearhead, sure. Slaughters, Marauders, we're not doing because we can't have Slaughter. So those guys are out. Arrow Viper, no good. Alley Viper, we're doing him. Ryan asked for him. We got to do him. He's very Fortnite-y. Annihilator. What do you guys think? Annihilator. He's Destro's guys with the goofy helicopter backpack. He doesn't look like an Iron Grenadier at all. He's like the wrong colors. The helicopter backpack is goofy. It's too Inspector Gadgety, you know, the go gadget copter. Frag Viper's cool. We could do Frag Viper. Darklon's out. Nogahide out. Heat Viper, he's kind of Fortnite-y, but he wears bright yellow. He's out. Night Viper's in. Night Viper is one of the coolest Cobra figures from that era. Target with his jetpack, I think he's out. Track Viper's out. Wild Boar's out. Python Patrol. Should we do Python Patrol? I feel a sneeze coming on. Pardon me. Sorry, I had to contain the corona there with my sneezing in my elbow. Python Patrol is pretty cool. We could do them. We could really Python Patrol whatever army builders we decide to do, not stick with the real ones, but like Bat and Alley Viper and Viper, whoever we picked. We'll just make them. We'll do Crimson Guard too, but he's not going to be yellow like they did. We'll make him maroon, so he's kind of crimson-y still. Deal? Are we good? Everybody good with that? As I'm pretending I'm a Hasbro exec here. 1990, is that what we're on? How many years do you think they would actually get through? Do you think they would get guys from every year? Ambush is good. We should do him. Bullhorn, do you like him? He's a sniper, so he might be good to be Fortnite-y. Gridiron's out. Cold Front's out. Freefall's out. Major Storm's out. Pathfinder. Pathfinder's kind of Fortnite-y. We should probably do him. Rampart's out. Rapid Fire's out. Salvo. He's probably in. He's probably pretty Fortnite-y enough. Stretcher, we decided he would be in if we were going Fortnite-esque. Sub-Zero's out. Topside's out. Updraft's out. If my buddy Nick is watching, he's going to be really sad, but I'm cutting Sky Patrol. Sorry. These guys in their chrome parachutes, they're out. Cobras. Disseminator's out. Laser Viper, let's do him. He's very Fortnite-y. Metalhead, we could do him if we're doing Iron Grenadiers. Night Creeper, in. We need some more ninjas. Overlord's out. Range Viper, Ryan specifically asked for Range Viper. Let's do him. Rock Viper, he's in. Sol Viper's out. Undertow's out. Vapor's out. Sonic Fighters are out. I'm just cutting them all. Let's just get. There's too many repaints in this line already. We really gotta slim this line down. Too many characters. 1991. Big Ben's out. Cloudburst's out. Dusty and Sandstorm out. General Hawk with the jetpack. We got to do him. He's so Fortnite-y. He's in. Grunt's out. Heavy Duty's out. Lifeline from the Kellogg cereals out. Low Light's out. Major Altitude's out. Somebody on here requested Mercer version 2. Was it Gaz or was it Kleenex? Somebody requested Mercer version 2. He's in. He's kind of Fortnite-y. Red Star's out. Sci-Fi. We could do that version of Sci-Fi. He's not bright green. Maybe we could sneak Sci-Fi in that way. Skymate's out. Tracker's out. Eco Warriors, done. We're cutting them all. Supersonic Fighters are all out. Talking Commandos. I know Ryan wanted that Hawk, but they're all out too. Bat version 2. Crimson Guard Immortal. Crimson Guard Immortal is actually pretty cool. We'll do him. Desert Scorpion's out. Incinerator's out. Interrogator's out. Night Vulture's out. Sky Creeper and Snow Serpent, they're all out. I'm just hacking through these lines now. 91, Ace, Barricade, Big Bear, Duke, General Flags, Gung Ho, Roadblock, Spirit, Wetsuit, they're all out. Wild Bill, Aredevil, Eel, Ninja Viper, Destro, Firefly, Flak Viper, Hella Viper. Flak Viper's kind of Fortnite-y. Ninja Force, are we doing any Ninja Force guys? Cutting them. Drug Elimination Force, cut. I think that's really about it. If I was being realistic about what this line would be like, would there really be anybody from 93 or 94? Giraffe Pants, Leatherneck. That's what the kids want these days. Yeah. Create a Cobra. That Dr. Mindbender is very Fortnite-y. Maybe we should get the cybernetic Dr. Mindbender in here. Yeah, Josh wants heavy duty. Did you cut Snake Eyes version 4? I just skipped Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes version 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the blue one with the goggles. He's good. I just kind of skipped over him because I was already playing on 2 versions of Snake Eyes in this line. But we could do version 4. He's cool. I like him. People kind of make fun of him because he's blue instead of black, but I thought he was cool as a kid, even if he did have orange swords. Cutting all of the Star Brigade. These guys are terrible. International heroes are cut. Street Fighter is not going to happen. 94, the last year. None of these guys are going to happen. Although that Shipwreck as a diver was pretty cool. Man, he's Stinky Sailor. He fought Snow Serpent in my living room from the hall in the 90s. I do like that version of Snow Serpent with the snowboard. He's kind of cool. The Battle Core Metalhead I kind of always liked. If he had like good accessories, I think he's kind of neat. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It gets too spacey and weird, and I didn't keep track of how many figures I put in this line, but it's already way more figures than they're actually going to manufacture. So I feel like that's it. That's who I'd put in the line. Ice Cream Soldier, 100% first wave. Just do all the neon guys. Just flood the market with neon characters right away. Just drive the original fans, the old school fans, like insane. And give everybody a spring-loaded missile launcher, please, and like a spring-loaded karate chop. That's what the fans want, for sure. All right, guys. I had a lot of fun doing this live stream. I'm glad that it worked out. I'm sorry that it was goofy in the beginning. I didn't have something set right. People couldn't get into it. But we had a good crowd going. Nice lively conversation. I appreciate you guys coming to check it out. I'll definitely have this up later, so if you missed the beginning, you can always go back and check it out. See the haul that I had from a toy show, some random stuff here, some of the rumors and things we talked about with Mark Wahlberg playing Duke possibly, and all that kind of stuff. Take your busy signal. Stay safe. Have a good one. Thanks for streaming. Yeah, and if we stay in quarantine long enough, maybe I'll try another one of these. I was doing streams for a while, and I kind of got away from it, but they are fun. If you get some people that are talking back with you, it can be a lot of fun. I do actually have a stream planned at some point with my buddy Nick. We actually have a special G.I. Joe thing we want to do, but I got to wait till he's like, if he can come over. Like, I don't know what's going on with the quarantine thing. I'm out of work. My work is shut down. His work is still going. And he deals with the public. Maybe less than I do, but maybe more. I don't know. So anyway, stay safe out there. Use some hand sanitizer. Wash your hands for 20 seconds every time you go outside the house. Cover your sneezes with your elbow or whatever they're telling you to do. Stay safe. Have fun, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. End stream. See ya.